Been playing this game since it came out 5 days ago now. Since thought it'd be a really good game. People Who Can Fly made a really great game in the past. Square Enix, one of my favorite companies in the world. That's the best company I thought of for its plot games. Sadly for this game, I was sorely disappointed. The story wasn't as great as it could have been. The story was horrible in my opinion. Everything about the story was just, I could not stomach it. I felt like uninstalling the game 2 days after owning the game. And I spent $60 on this pre-order. That's how bad I felt this game was, this plot-wise. There was some good points about this game. The mechanics were on point. I loved the mechanics of this game. I did not like Gears of War, but this was a better game than Gears of War in my opinion. The story was what really killed it for me. I'm a big story person. I love story games. Story driven is what I come to play a game for. You can have the most shittiest graphics, but as long as the story's on point, I will play your game. And the story wasn't on point with this game. It was just a horrible story that I could not get into. I was skipping most of the cutscenes because I could not get into the story. It was one of those games that was so overly hyped and it just didn't live up to the hype. I know a lot of people today are still having fun with this game. They're really enjoying the game when they can get on the game, because it's obvious that if you're a PlayStation player, you won't be able to play the game as much as an Xbox player because you had to spend your money to get the game. Everyone who's bought the game is probably a PlayStation person. Anyone who owns a Microsoft computer or fucking Xbox, yeah, they didn't have to pay for it. They got the damn Game Pass, which was free when the game came out on the Game Pass. That is the worst part about this. At a business perspective, that is the worst part about this. Is that a company allowed your new game to be free on their system. Like it was supposed to be only for them or something. I'm not on exclusives or anything. I'm not going to call this game exclusive because it wasn't. It could have been at one point. It could have been talked about. I don't know. This game's been in development for so many freaking years. It probably was supposed to be an exclusive. But all my nagging aside, the story was shit, in my opinion. I'm not going to touch and do all the plot holes and all that. You go watch something else for that, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to give my honest opinion about this game. How I feel about this game is I have mixed feelings actually. Like, the story was not good. The story made me want to stop playing this game altogether and never pick up a new game. It made me regret pre-orders the whole time I pre-ordered a game. And that is sad. Because I liked pre-ordering games I like pre-ordering certain games. Now I kind of don't want to pre-order any game and support a company that I like. I probably won't ever even support Square Enix's new title because of how shit the story was in this game. And I was really hyped for the new Final Fantasy. Now I don't even want to try it because this story was that horrible to me. This story was probably the worst story I have ever come across in a game. You can sit there and defend it and do all you want, but to me this story was very, very horrible. I felt it was not up to the point up to points that should have made a story good. I have a friend of mine right now who's playing this game daily and compares it to Cyberpunk, which means he's run into must mean he run into a lot of bugs. He must have run into a lot of bugs. I haven't run into many bugs in the game. I've run into several, but not that many. Not as bad as other games I've played in the past. My biggest issue with the games has been the story, yes, but it's also been the server issue. How can anyone sit there and play this game when you're waiting 30 minutes to an hour just to get into a freaking game to play? If they would have added an offline mode to this, I'm pretty sure the game would have been better, in my opinion. But they didn't. They didn't think about that. They thought everyone's gonna want to play it with friends online. You fucking see right now, I'm not playing with anybody. I'm playing by myself. I'm soloing this game. I almost soloed the whole story already. I had some help from a friend when we first got on, but that was it. The rest of the game has been solo. No more help, nothing else, cause the game's just not that challenging after you play it for a while. Yeah, you'll die a couple times. You could just drop the world tier, which is, I think, is one of the coolest things about this game, was the world tier. Being able to drop the world tier down to what you want or raise it to what you want, that was pretty cool in my opinion. That was pretty amazing. I actually think a lot more online games should do that, where you could play on a different tier, or in the story points. That was a cool thing about the game. The story points blew my mind the first time I seen it, where you could actually go back with your gear as it was and play a different part of the story. That blew my mind. That was cool as heck to me. But even that wasn't enough to get me to enjoy the game. There was no way I was going to be able to enjoy this game without a story being good. And the story to me was shit. There's no way impossible heavens on earth could make me enjoy the story. You could put a gun to my head and tell me to play the story and enjoy it, and I'll just tell you to kill me, because I'm not a fan of the story. It is one of the worst stories I have played ever. The character himself or herself, depending on what you chose to create, had no fucking... They were just not even a real character to me. They were just like, oh, I'm a big badass. I could do what I want. So, you gotta be disgruntled about every little thing you do? Ugh. The cringe. Really cringy. The story, I'm gonna say this a lot. I'm probably gonna have to have a counter or something. The story reminded me a lot of Mass Effect in a way. Andromeda. New planet, trying to colonize it. You got superpowers, and you're trying to be a better person. But at least with Mass Effect, you had the choice to become a good guy or a bad guy in a way. A renegade, or whatever it was called, as a good person. This one you don't. You don't have any choice. It's an illusion if you have a choice. It does fucking nothing. It makes my head hurt looking at it sometimes. With how good the game is, you would think the story would be on point. It's not. It's cosmetically looking good. It's mechanically good. But the story is not good at all. It's pretty shit. You can defend it. Call it the greatest story that you've ever played. That it's better than blah blah blah. It's better than Destiny. It's better than Gears of War. But you do realize people who worked on those games worked on this game too. At least I know for a fact the people who worked on Gears is on this game. I know that for a fact. But I've been told recently that the people that worked on Destiny 2 that worked on this game too. I can't vouch for that. But I can vouch that the people confirmed that it was Gears of War people that made this game, and they don't make great stories in my opinion. Gears of War was a very horrible series in my opinion. It was not great. I don't know why people think that was a great game when it's not. It is a very horrible game. A very horrible experience to play. I don't know what you think a good game is, but Gears in this is not it. Now, if you just want to run in and kill stuff, yeah, that's a good. This is the perfect game for you, because the story is not at all any good. The story is pretty bad. It will leave an aftertaste in your mouth that's really fucking. It'll make you wish you didn't play it. It rethought my choices. It really did. It really thought. I rethought. I sat down. Let me tell you a story. I sat down and did this. I sat down and was like, well, I'm gonna play this game. I did 2 Twitch streams on this. 2. And I didn't like it. But I played it and I tried it out. I tried soloing it just to see if I like it. But it's like, I can't play something like this every day. I can't play something like this even in my spare time. I'd rather go play with my Switch than touch this game again. Like, if someone asked me, do you just want to run in and kill stuff? I'd probably be all for it. I really would. And it's just, I'm not a fan of it. Now, I know fans are out there playing this and will defend it like it's gold. And that's alright. But this game, it isn't for people who've played other games in the future or in the past. It's not the type of game people should play and think this is a good game, because it's not. Looter shooters have done a lot better in past games than this game. Looter shooters have done a lot better. Now, I'm not saying this game's bad, but it's not living up to its potential. Because there's a lot this game could have done better. Like, every area could have had a different type of enemy. You're just playing against the same enemies over, and over, and over. It wouldn't have to be a big difference. It could be just a little cosmetic difference. But there's not much of that. There's not much of anything going on that would make this game remotely in the top 10 best. Unless you're comparing it to, I don't know. Fuck, I really can't think of a game that's any better than this game, really. At least from a story perspective. Because every game I've ever played that I've enjoyed the story even a little bit. I did play the demo. I thought it was interesting. I thought the character could have potential. But at the same time, I didn't see a point in continuing the game after a certain point. I didn't see a point in me continuing to play this game after it was released and playing it, because I got to a certain point in the game and it's like, wow, I'm doing the same thing over and over. My character's supposed to be this big badass motherfucker, but all he's doing story wise is going here, doing this bitch shit, and going back. You're pretty much a big errand boy in this whole game. You don't control your decision. You don't have a choice. It's all an illusion. Cause there was a part in the game where I was like, well, I don't want to do this. Why would I want to do this? And story progression, you have no choice but to do it. Like, there's no reason to keep doing what you're doing in this game. You've already been betrayed at the start of the game. You were pretty much frozen, and then the same people who betrayed you brought you back. Like, what's the point of me joining this same group that screwed me over just for them to probably do it again. Maybe it happens, maybe it don't. It's just, what's the point? There's no point in it whatsoever. No point in me sitting here trying to play this game and knowing that the best thing about this game isn't the bosses. No. It's the captains, really. The captains have the unique powers. The bosses don't. Well, I don't remember. I don't have a single boss that's memorable in this. Side bosses, probably. They're more unique with their powers. At least they got that. But this is just, it's just not it. Square Enix, people who can fly, you can do better. You can do a lot better. There was potential in this game, but you just dropped the ball. You allowed the servers to not be. Pretty much, you probably knew this actually. Now I'm sitting here thinking about it. You knew Microsoft was going to make their game free, Game Pass, their game pretty much free on their system. You knew it. You had to have. They had to have come to you and said, "Hey, we're going to make this free for our people." And you stubbornly allowed it, for one. Which screwed your servers, which is a real big issue with the game. Because when you do get into a game to play, you're sitting there waiting. And if you were lucky enough to sign in without it telling you to try again later, then hey, at least you could play. But that doesn't happen much in this game. That does not happen. Me personally, I have waited close to an hour to get into a game at points. Just to start up by myself. Play this game. I've waited close to an hour. And that's pretty sad. I don't have a lot of time to play. I don't have a lot of time to invest in a story if you don't let me play when I want to play. If I want to play right now, if I want to go in after making this video and play the game, I'm probably gonna have to wait an hour just to sit there and get in. Because your servers are shit. You don't understand how shitty these fucking servers are until you try it yourself. Which you probably don't. You probably sit there and listen to people on Twitter complain about your servers. You don't sit there and play your servers.
How about I throw in a day's warranty? Free of charge.
Your story's shit, your servers are shit. You should have had an offline mode. That would have made this game a little bit better. There's a lot of shit about this game that could have been better. A lot of shit in my opinion. But it wasn't. It was horrible. But like I told you, like I said before, if a buddy of mine came to me tomorrow and said, "Hey, do you just want to get on there and wreck shit? Don't worry about story." Hell yeah, I'll do it. But if you're at a certain point in the fucking story where you have to go back and kill shit over again, I'll be fine with that. That's it. The story point shit was cool. The world tier shit was cool. The looting mechanic was okay. It wasn't the greatest. It was okay though. Disassembling, equipping. Just give me an option to sell everything at the start, and that will be happy with me. I will be happy just able to sell it all into a bulk, without having to go to a vendor. Like put it in a little file where I could just go to it later and just sell it without having to go to my menu, clicking it as unwanted, so I can disassemble it or sell it later. I just want to be able to have an option to do that. That'd be cool in my opinion. but whatever. That's whatever. Brush off the shoulder with that. That's no big issue. Anyone who's thinking about buying this game, don't do it. Don't do it until the price drops. Make these developers see that this game is shit. Make them fix their problems first. Do not invest in a broken ass game. This game is fucking broken. It's shit. It needs fucking... It's on life support. Now. It's on life support. As of now. When it came out, it's on life support. Because people can't play the fucking game. Because they allowed the game to be free for certain fucking people. So if I want to get this game for free, which obviously I don't. I had to either own a fucking PC that has fucking Windows on it, not an old Mac PC that doesn't run shit, or a fucking Xbox. And I'm not Xbox's biggest fucking fan. It is garbage, in my opinion, to allow something like that to happen. Because you were, one, alienating a potential customer marketing. Right there, because you sat there and allowed Xbox to make it free on their fucking Game Pass. Probably because you're owned by Microsoft, but that's not the fucking point right now. The fucking point is, you allowed it to happen. You allowed Microsoft to bend you over and stick it so far up your fucking asses that you can't see the truth. You're dumb. Now let's talk about what I liked about the game, okay? There's some things that I've already complained about, and a lot of it said is good. But let's talk about what I really enjoyed about the game. First off, the world tier. That was cool as shit to my opinion. That was really fucking well done. Really well done. That was one of the best things about this game in my opinion, and it will stand as one of the best things in my opinion. I don't understand why anyone would need to cheat at this game to get legendaries, because I don't even have any legendaries on my character, and I'm still able to destroy shit. Which, the cheating thing, when I read about that, that was pretty interesting too. That was a nice little touch about cheaters, where I don't have to play with them, because they fucking garbage if they had to do that. That was a nice touch. Some of the weapons were really good. Cosmetically, they were amazing guns. They were nice. Each gun had its own little thing, and it was cool. I enjoyed that. That was a nice little thing. Each character class had their own little abilities. I like that. That was a really nice thing too. And the big open world class point system that they have going on, that was a nice thing. That was where you can make your character a certain way if you wanted to. That was really good. That will be one of Square Enix's biggest things when it comes to RPG, like, is that system. And that was a really done system. Well done. I clap for that. That was good. An RPG player like myself could enjoy making certain classes like that. That was nice. But then again, your story was shit, so there's nothing I can really say that makes me want to keep playing the game but what I'm saying right now. And it's not your story. The characters, besides the player, were really well done. It makes me either want to kill them or sympathize with them. Mainly I wanted to kill the whole cast though. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but I did. I wanted to kill even the good guys, quote unquote good guys, because I really feel that's a moral opinions too. Are these people good because of what they're doing? Do I sympathize with them or do I not? I feel like it's a moral opinion judgment. That's why this game should have had, in my personal opinion, a choice matters system, like something that changes the story as your choices go along. Cause say you didn't like a character because the way they were acting or wanted to see an outcome, you could have done that. You could have made this amazing like that. That would have been awesome. I would have wanted to sit here for hours and just loot up everything, go back and get a different outcome to see the different choices that could have happened. I'm a sucker for tree dialogue. I'm sucker for it. It would have been awesome to see that. Especially since games in the past have made it look so easy. And with a company like Square, that should have been no problem because their stories are amazing. It should have been no problem. But back to what I like about the game. Talk about the world tier. That was a really good thing. I like that. Because the higher your world tier, the quicker you level up. That was an interesting little touch. The way the class is laid out, that was a nice touch. That was a really good touch in my opinion. It was nice. It was really well done. And it would make me want to sit here for a couple more hours, a couple more days, and level up my character, see what I could do. But if I do everything in the game, I'm still going to be bored. Even with me sitting here talking about the things I love, I would still be bored. Because I'm a really big sucker for story. And the story's just not there to me. I would rather sit here and just give me an endless mode. Give me a mode that's endless. I don't have to worry about story or anything. I can just go in and just keep killing enemies. Keep leveling up that way. Because when you get to a certain point, no enemies spawn after you try to come back and kill more. You have to replay side missions, replay missions, just to get enemies to respawn to level up. And it's kind of, it's just lame. Why do that? Why make it where you have to, where you can't go to an area, a coliseum or something, and just fight? Fight like any enemy and level up that way. That's all really anything could be done is just because but when you play by yourself in one of these games, which is an option, you make it to where either you gotta go down a level or you just gotta get good. But you don't really level up. And the more people you have in the game, up to 3, it gets harder. That was a nice touch. So it's like, say someone is level whatever, 20, and you're level 7. It makes it challenging for both players. That's a really nice touch. Which I wouldn't know why anyone would want to be level 7 teaming up with level 20 anyways. But it happens. And it comes down to, what is this game? What is it really going to be? This game has potential still. I'm not going to blow this game and say, oh, it's the greatest game in the world, like some of my friends are doing. Because I have played better stories. With it being as buggy as it is, Cyberpunk was a better story. It actually had tree dialogue that I wanted to sit down for hours, make a personal save, go back, see what that happens if I did this, see what happens if I did that. That personal tree dialogue was amazing. The story was amazing, in my opinion. This game's story is so straightforward, it's stupid. Like, wow, this happened? You gotta be kidding me. No. It's stupid.
I had a vision.
It's really cringy to play this game, some story-wise. You should have took more time on it. I don't care if it would have been pushed back. The fans, real fans should have known, okay, this game was probably not ready. Push it back. Because it's already been pushed back twice. Let it push it back again. We don't want another mishap like Cyberpunk with all the bugs. You didn't have a mishap with bugs, but you had a mishap with your server. It had a mishap with your shitty ass story. You could have done something with the story. Could have done more. Could have done great stuff with that story. But no, you didn't want to. You're like, okay, you're gonna put graphics on this, and we're gonna make it really good, so they don't know how crappy our story is. Yeah, and that's what you did. That's exactly what happened. Never has a game been more overhyped in my opinion than this game. Everyone's sitting there talking about how great a game is, how it's the best game of 2021. Never in my life have I seen such a game so hyped. And I hope I never do. Ever again. There's simps on the internet simping for the new Resident Evil 8 that don't hype Resident Evil 8 as much as this game. And that's sad. Because simps normally hype up a lot of stuff easily. But they're not hyping up as much as this game was hyped. They wasn't. They're still not. And this is just sad. All this potential just wasted. The game is $60 right now on the PlayStation Store. Any PlayStation player looking to buy it, don't buy it. Not until the price drops. Do not. Save your money, do something else with it. Because there's gonna be a way better game. A way better game than this. And until they fix their servers where people can get on when they want to play the game, this game is not even close to good. Potential wise, it has it. If they actually put the love into the game, the potential is there. But until they do, this game, in my opinion, it's not worth it. It's not worth money. It's not worth the trouble. Not worth any of it. It's really not. And if you think it is, you're crazy. You either have not played a good game in the past, or you played so many shitty games recently that you don't know when you're being conned. Because the story's not good. If you're playing for the mechanics, yeah, it's good. But a game can't run on just mechanics alone. If it could, then that'd be probably the worst game in history. But it doesn't. Game's not the greatest as everyone says it is. Don't let people hype it up for you. Do research. Watch videos of the game. Look up how long the game's been in development. Reviews that are really trusted and not biased. Because I'll tell you now, this is a full fucking bias review, so you could take it how you want it. But I don't like this game. I might come back and try this game a couple years down the line. You know, when I can actually get on and play a game properly. But as it is right now,
What the hell happened here?
there's no reason for me to come back to it. I've done all I can in the game. I've done all I want in the game, actually. And I'm done.
Oh, fuck me.
I'm done with the whole game.
Jacob, Seth's dead.
it's super close to being uninstalled and just sitting in my library forever. Nothing can really save it.
You see, they call him Moloch.
Jacob, there's another altered out here. Someone more powerful than Seth.
Well, that's just fucking awesome.
Son of a...